Chase Lehocky here with the Blue Futon, and I did the lowest Steelbook count for May and one of my highest Steelbook count for June, but these aren't really June releases, but we'll just get started. We have Moana 2 to start us off. Like I said, Disney rarely does these movies anymore, and if they do make these 4K releases, they're very expensive. Like Snow White, I will not buy Snow White, but they do make some decent covers. This is very much glossy, kind of simplistic. You have the white, the blues, you have Moana and the rock on it as well, the pig, chicken, blah, blah, blah. Not a bad one. It's like a tattoo on the back side. So it's overall not a bad Steelbook. Of course, the spine does not match the front and back, but that's where you go. You do get the security or the digital code. You do get the chicken for one of the discs in 4K. And then you get the pig for the DVD version right there. And then on the interior, you get Moana blowing on a shell in a nice little ocean view. And island view. So you get the water and land in this one. So not bad for the first Steelbook Moana dose. The next one we're going to go with is Wolfman. So another one where I'm kind of shocked they made a Steelbook for this one. But of course, it's probably one of the ones where they already made it when the movie was out, thinking the movie was going to do pretty decent. And it really didn't do good. It's like, well, we got to release it. Anyway, Universal, not a bad, feel of that. And the Wolfman, so it does dent right here on the Wolfman part, the M Wolf part. So it's pretty simple. You have the mother-daughter, whites, blacks, and blues going to the house. And on the back side, you have the truck, a little bit more color, and a very nice glossy Steelbook. And let's see if it matches. They do actually match the spine. It's like, well, I think one of the first time Universal has done that, and it actually looks pretty dang good. Of course, you get the digital code. You get the 4K disc, which looks like that right there. And you also get the Blu-ray disc that looks right here. And they always make it a little bit see-through for that. And the interior is just a bunch of trees. I kind of wish they had the Wolfman on the interior. It would look a little bit cooler, but who am I? I'm just a random YouTuber with getting close to 4,000 subscribers. So woot freaking woot. All right, next one, Mickey 17. Another one where I thought was very overrated. But yeah, maybe because I just hate Mark Ruffalo as well as a person and actor. Not bad. Again, it is WB as well. Well, not WB. This is my first WB. Anyway, you have Mickey 17. This is exactly what the poster looks like for the Steelbook. 17 of him. White, yellows, reds, blues. Another kind of glossy one. It's kind of a mix of glossy and matte. And on the back, you have Mickey number 18, which he is the devilish one. All right, so WB disc, the 4K one is the yellow disc, and then you have the Blu-ray is an orange disc right here. Of course, you get the digital code, and on the interior, you get Mickey 17 and Mickey 18 as well. And you could say the spine does match, so that's a win, I guess. Like I said, I'm a spine matching suckerfish, and I really, really like it a lot when they do that. All right, so let's move to one of the Lionsgate releases, King of New York. I was looking at Knight's Tale. Some of these are hard to open, especially when I just cut my fingernails. Anyway, what Lionsgate does is they slip cover it, but make it like that. See, on this one they have like the city nightlife, Kings of New York. Same with the back, they have the writing and things like that. But on the front, it's a very glossy one. Christopher Walken and Lawrence Fishburne. And on the back, it looks like you have Wesley Snipes and others on the back. So you do have a cast, another glossy one. It looks really nice with all the different blacks and grays and reds. And what Lionsgate does, they love to match. Christopher Walken's shoulder goes all the way. That's some big-ass shoulders, if you ask me. Digital code. Then you have the 4K disc, which is a gun right there. And then you have the Blu-ray disc, which looks like it is a rosary and an angel right there. And on the interior, it's a subway scene where it looks like this couple is about to have something horrible happen to them. Of course, I haven't seen the movie. That's why I'm being kind of vague with that. That looks like Christopher Walken. Yep, it is Christopher Walken. I'm guessing Lawrence Fishburne might be the bad guy. But that's just me guessing. For someone not seen the film. Uh-oh. It's not closing as well as it should. Oh, there it goes. We're safe. We are safe. Next, Basic Instinct. The vagina shot. That's all you got to really know about this movie, honestly. That's what people really wanted. Like, oh my God, is that some of the JJ in the membrane? And you do get it. So here you go. Lionsgate still does a great job. Kind of the same cover with, her, but you have the city. That'd been hilarious if they wouldn't have done that. That'd be absolutely too risque. But that's what the back looks like, as you could tell. Very glossy again. You have Michael Douglas and Sharon Stone. Same on the back. Basic Instincts. You have that right there. Spine matches. Gotta love it. A lot of different colors on this one. It's probably the most bright colored one with all the purples and reds and yellows and blacks and blues and whites. So this is a 3-discer. Holy moly, macaroni and cheese. So we have the 4K disc right there. We have the 4K. And then it looks like we have just the Blu-ray right there. And then you have the special features, which is right freaking there. So this is a 3-discer. On the front page, or in the front, you just get Sharon Stone and kind of the comic book look of the Steelbook. That's what it is. It's very much a comic booky looking like feel to it, like it's cell shaded. So that's kind of the style they were going for with this film. All right, let's close this sucker up and continue on. 5 down. Who knows how many more to go. The Crazies. So I remember watching this years ago, and I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but maybe I just didn't understand it, and I was too young to actually appreciate this film. So Lionsgate redid it, and here we are in today's day and age in 2025. So let's open this sucker up. It is a damn good Steelbook. I mean, you cannot deny how you have the red right there, and then the eyeball right there. Absolutely a fantastic Steelbook. You have the 2 faces in that one. Back cover you have looks like a detective. Another one with a gun right there. But overall, I mean, this is probably the best one I've opened up by far right now. I mean, just look at that. All the different colors, the griminess of it. It's just detail freaking galore. Of course, you get this digital code. Here is what the 4K disc looks like right there. Oh, yeah, this is by Overturn. I remember Overturn films. I think they also did Paranoia with Ben Foster. And then another crazy guy with the Pitchfork. And on the interior, it probably could have done a little bit better. It is hard to tell what it is. It's like a overshot view. Not bad, but it's truly the outer part that makes it absolutely phenomenal. So right now, the Crazies does have the best Steelbook looking one by far, without a freaking doubt. All right, next one we'll go with Knight's Tale. How I said I saw Night Kings in New York. Here's the Knight's Tale one, which I saw. This might be my first Sony one of the night, and they do a lot of matte. You can tell it's very matte, not shiny at all. Of course, you have R.I.P. Heath Ledger on the front as the Knight. You got the whites, the grays, the blacks, the red, pretty simple. Then we have the Gang of Misfits on the back right there, where Paul Bettany shows his booty in this Moody. Ha. All right, that's what you have. Front, back, basically just a collage of the characters in this movie. Heath Ledger on the Blu-ray disc, or the 4K disc right there. And then you have the original kind of looking poster and Blu-ray right there. And you have a very good looking still of the movie right there. So that is a pretty good Steelbook overall. Still does not beat out the Crazies for freaking sure. I have a question. I don't know if I'm going to get through all these with how much time is left on this. We will find out. Next one, we have the Australian movie Ripley Steelbook. I think this company does a few of them. I think Project A was another one. That was a South Korean film. So this one, yep, Project Silence. Sorry. Very skimpy paper. So there is a outbreak in the outback. So this is almost like the monkeys, but in the kangaroos are going hell bent in this movie. All right, so there we have there. Then we have disc right there for the 4K. Then we have the disc right here for the Blu-ray, and then just a guy like on the interior. I'll say one thing: even though the spine doesn't really match, at least they kind of try to keep it the same color. So I'll give it a little bit props for doing that. All right, next we have Body Double, the next Sony one I have. Let's check this sucker out. This one, you can tell it's very matte glossy. You're going to get a lot of fingerprints on this one, I can promise you that. Pretty good paper, if you have it right there. Simple colors, red, blacks, a little bit of whites. You get a person on this cover smoking a cigarette, and then just black. So the cover, so it doesn't really match, but it is what it is. You have the code right there. You have the 4K disc is basically the girl from the back of the movie or back of the Steelbook. And this one we have a guy just like looking like, oh my God, kind of like 8mm. That's what kind of reminded me of. Then we have right here a still from the film of Body Double. All right, what do we got next to talk about? All right. So next one we have Way of the Gun, another sweet Lionsgate release. So let's open the sucker up. The only ones I haven't gotten yet is Kick-Ass, because I already own that one, and I might do it, might not, and Freaky Tales. I'm still debating Freaky Tales, honestly. So, of course, you have that. So they did a little bit different with this one, where it's basically paper, so it's not like... So that's pretty cool, something different. Another very glossy one, very pop art punk looking with the reds, the yellows, and the blacks, and the whites. Benicio del Toro and Ryan Felipe in this one. So that's what we have. Very poppy. Look at that, though. It matches pretty freaking sweet, if you ask me. But I think I like the Crazies a little bit better. This one, you only get one disc. So this is the first time I've seen Lionsgate only give you one disc. And there it is right there, Way of the Gun. And this looks like a mammogram, if I'm saying that correctly, or a scan of a baby mammogram. I think I said that wrong. That's for breast cancer. I'm a fucking idiot sometimes. All right, let's put this one away and continue on with Lethal Weapon. All right, let's open this one. Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, and it looks like WB decided to just give us the 4K disc, and that's about it. Pretty thick paper. Very simple. Red, white, black. Pretty simple. And the end. Dear bad guys, no one is here but us cops. Sorry, the good guys. So very, very simplistic movie, and Steelbook as well. Like I said, you get the theatrical and director's cut Lethal Weapon in 4K. You get the digital code and just a big explosion in red and black. So WB made a very, 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 very simple Steelbook with this one. All right, next one we have Longlegs. Neon does a couple. They're kind of rare with the Steelbook game. So let's see how this one looks. So open it kind of the same way that Lionsgate does it, where you have two different things. Longlegs there, but in the crazy writing right there. On the back looks like this. So you have the main girl actress right there, and you have Nicolas Cage in the front, and that is Mika Monroe, if I'm saying her name correctly. And as you can tell, this is very matte, not glossy whatsoever, what it looks like it. So there you go with the Longlegs. That's what it looks like when you open it up. You do not get a digital code. You just get the disc, which is very much doesn't really say anything. It's mostly like pictures on it. So it's kind of cool where it doesn't like have too much on it. And it's basically the wall of her going through the case for the interior. So that one is Longlegs. It's simplistic, but it's actually way more effective than like the Lethal Weapon one, let's be honest. All right, then we have Air America. This is an Amazon exclusive 4K release. It's weird that Lionsgate sometimes does these Amazon exclusives, but then they also have their ones on their website. So I never understand like what makes them choose which one. Anyway, so pretty sweet, as you could tell. You see the silhouette of that right there in the plane, Robert Downey Jr. and Mel Gibson. On the back, you get the plane, and you know exactly what you're going to get with this one. You're going to get boom, because Lionsgate likes to match the spine with everything else. Hell yeah, brother, hell yeah. You got the nice teal. It's a very rare I've seen a teal Steelbook, and it actually looks pretty nice. As you can tell, it's also very glossy. Of course, you get the digital code. This is the 4K disc. The 4K disc looks like Robert Downey Jr. And then the Blu-ray, you are getting Mel Gibson, USA flag. And it looks like 2 posters maybe. That's what they were. Of course, you get Robert Downey on one side and Mel Gibson on the other. And it says, I don't want to crash twice in one day. Well, if he's not dead, he's very calm. So that's what you get for Air America Steelbook. All right, what do we got next? Let's put that right there. And then we have Gandhi. Why not? This is a big boy. I feel a lot of thickness in this one. There's a lot going on in this one, guys. And gals, if you're watching, Sony, again, pretty thick. You get mostly oranges and browns. That's what you're going to get with this one. And maybe some yellows here and there. But you get the nice silhouette, not silhouettes, I'm an idiot, but nice caricatures of 5 actors. It looks like Martin Sheen's down here, and you have Ben Kingsley up here. And on the back, it looks like the flower is what's matching them, and we have like a fight that's going to occur in this one. As you can tell, I haven't seen this movie. And this is what you have right here, what it looks like. Of course, the spine doesn't really match. I think if they would have made it match with this right colors, it would have looked better. Anyway, this is a 4-discer. Holy poo-poo. So the first disc on this side is the Blu-ray disc. And this is what it looks like when you open this side up. It is right there. And this disc is the special features. And then we open maybe that's why this one was so expensive, actually. And then we look at the other side, and we have feature disc 1 and feature disc 2 for the 4K disc. And that's what this side looks like when you do that. And this is the 4K disc right there and right there. So this is a 4-discer. Crazy. I don't remember the last time I had a 4-discer Steelbook. Absolutely bonkersness. Is it really bonkers, though? I'm probably just overdoing it. All right, the next one we are going to do is Minecraft, because after that is Kingdom of Heaven. So Minecraft, so WB decided to do the Blu-ray in 4K, probably because it is such good in the box office, and, you know, it's a kind of a newer release. Anyway, thickness. This is a mix of glossy and matte. Every character weapon is in the glossy, but the matte black is in the back. And of course, in the back, you get a bunch of other like swords, dynamite, the chicken jockey, the llamas, and everything like that. I've never played Minecraft in my life, but this movie absolutely just ridiculous in the box office. I'm surprised it didn't hit $1 billion, honestly. So this is what it looks like when you open this sucker up right there. Of course, you have the digital code. The 4K disc looks like that, and you do have the blocks. You kind of see the blocks when you do that. And then finally, you get this Blu-ray right there. More blocks. And you get the grass things that spit fire at you. Like I said, I don't know anything about Minecraft, but I remember watching this just being like, what is happening? And that is what Minecraft the movie felt like. The what is happening in my head. Last but not least, Kingdom of Heaven. Director's Cut. Another one where, like, when you see the Disney ones, like Fox coming out with these, like this, the Alien Romulus, you gotta pre-order them quick. All right, so thick paper, pretty good. Last one, I do get a dent right there, so that's pretty lame, but it is what it is. So Kingdom of Heaven, you do get a little bit embroidered or a dent right there. That's supposed to be like kind of a frame look. I know it's hard to tell on the camera, but you do, oh, there it is. You kind of see it like right there, but that is part of it. Kingdom of Heaven is very glossy, very nice looking overall with the details right there. And the backside is just the sword, and the black isn't just black. You can tell there's like some gray, white in it as well. So you open this up, and that's what it looks like on both sides. Of course, you get the digital code, and this is a 3-discer, so you get a Blu-ray bonus disc right there. And then you get the unrated director's cut in 4K right there. And it does include director's cut and roadshow version. So I don't know the difference because I'm an idiot. But the Blu-ray version comes with the director's cut and roadshow version as well. And the interior is kind of the staple of Orlando Bloom going for the attack. Everyone's kind of seen that part if you've seen the movie. So I'm intrigued by the unrated version, or the roadshow version, and the director's cut. What the big differences are. I know Ridley Scott loves that. And actually, I enjoyed Napoleon for what it was, but I do wish, like, Apple would stop being a bitch and, release it. But it looks like there is no R-rated version. All you get is the unrated or road show version. And I'm sorry, I don't know the difference. Anyway, that's the Steelbooks for June. Chase Sock here at the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm known as Bluetontopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching for a great day. I don't care if you watch this day, tomorrow, week, from now, month, and year from now. Every single freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And that was a lot of movies. Holy cow.